Speed hill climbing is one car at a time up a narrow road, and this is Gurston Down, not far from Salisbury. When I used to compete, this was my favourite over racing, and I think it's still my favourite as a spectator. So you get such a variety of cars. They tend to be in a beautiful part of the world, and it's such a mellow day out. Spectators tend to outnumber the competitors at these sorts of things. There's everything from run what you brung sports cars and hatchbacks, kit cars, classic cars. As much as anything, hill climbing is something to do with a car like that when you've got one, because it's not too expensive. When my kids were growing up, they were surprised if we'd go for a walk somewhere and there wasn't the sound of race cars in the background. This one is at a farm, and the farm buildings down the bottom is where the cars park. I was there really to see the Austin 7s. So there were a number in different classes, part of the Bert Hadley Championship. So these are kind of post-war 50s glass fibre bodies on Austin 7s. That looks like one of the works racers with a supercharger. The power of these varies widely from maybe sub 20 horsepower all the way up to more than 50, as does the weight, cars and drivers, and sophistication of these things. So with the class structure, everybody's in with a chance of something. But more than anything at a hill climb, you're there to try and beat your personal best. As you can see, really not many spectators at all. It tends to be friends and family of people competing. Gurston Down's very unusual in that it starts at the top of a hill, and the clubhouse is just to the left with great panoramic views over the valley. And the start goes down and then into that complex of corners and up the other side. I'll show you a little bit more of the track later on, but for now, let's just watch a couple of these Austin 7s launching. The start line marshals have kind of a wedge on a stick to hold you in position, and you don't go on the green light, but any time you like after the green light. And timing is breaking a light beam, which is just on a tripod there. So you get staged, as it were, up to that line. There's a black strip of aluminium on the front, which is the first thing to break the beam. So you have a timing strut on the front. So you get lined up, wait for the green light, and then in your own time, go. So in the distance you can see the white, which is kind of trailers and caravans, and then where the start is to the right of that is the clubhouse on the ridge. So There's great spectating down the far end.
But no, in fact, no sign of Steve Jarrett, because this is Steve Holland. And in third place, David B. So what and here's the final runner in the class, Tony Bondfield, sharing his service. On his own in the Coachram Hayabusa, but he won't be too worried about that because he's already gone fast enough to set fastest time of the day so far with a 32.76, so he'll most certainly be in the runoff, but a lot of quick cars, single seaters still matter.
Small lightweight car and not needing a lot of kit. You don't need a big tow car to shift these things. You know, some people even just a hatchback, but a few trucks and 4x4s and things. Some camp, some motorhomes. It's not unusual for people to have kind of a converted van and a trailer to sleep in. People have been doing this for decades.
Really? Yes.
Specialist hill climb bikes tend to look a bit like a dirt bike but with slick tyres. That looks like it's a retired sidecar. Later on you'll see one that looks purpose built. So, run what you brung super bikey things and wow, look at that. So that's for two people to hang on to. Up the top, it was lovely listening to the variety of race engines. Down here, amongst the bikes, there are a number of two-strokes, which is a rare old thing to hear these days. I tend to spend as much time sticking my nose into these cars as watching the action. So I'm going to do a video just on the Austin 7s and all the details like the supercharger drives and angled drive lines and gear changes. This thing has a gas turbine to provide constant boost. So I think that's worth a film on its own. And I'll probably tack on to the end of that a walk around the rest of the paddock. So I hope you enjoyed that and join me on the next one.